Welcome to the Nancy Denise Show, my Nancy Bois. Welcome back to another episode. This episode is titled Healing Part 2. But before we get into that, let us do our acknowledgement and prayer to our ancestors, as well as some breathing. I'd like to acknowledge that I am on the Gadigal land of the Eora Nation, the Gadigal people. I am so grateful and thankful to be able to be on this land. I'm grateful that the Gadigal people took care of these lands in time and memoriam, so I'm able to be here today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Always was, always will be Indigenous lands and waters. And now prayer to my ancestors and yours. Ancestors, thank you for everything that you had done in order for me to be here. I stand on your shoulders. I acknowledge that and I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much. And to all of my Nancy Bois' ancestors out there, you also stand on your ancestors' shoulders, and we should be grateful for them every single day and know that we are surrounded by their love and their light, and we are grateful. Ah, chair. And now 3 breaths in and out. All right, let's talk about healing. Healing, 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 healing. It is a journey and it is a process, and it looks different for every single individual being out there. For myself, it looks like self-loathing and loving myself simultaneously, knowing that my body is beautiful and my ancestors meant it to look this way, and that is okay. Even when society tells me at times that it shouldn't look this way, or it can't look this way, or this way isn't a successful way of looking and being and producing yourself in society. I'm really grateful that there's been a lot of conversation lately between BIPOC people and queer people about what it is like to walk in this body and how that healing journey can affect your life and the way you look at success, how you get up in the morning, how you go to work, how you eat food, why you eat food, if you don't eat food, if you overeat, whatever, and how that can really tie in to your emotional balances or imbalances on your journey of healing. It's strange to me that we would even differentiate healing and life. I think life and healing are one combined situation, and it definitely has been that way for me. And I'm really looking forward to discussing healing in all of its attributes with our guest today, who is Keiynan Lonsdale. He be my best friend, and he be beautiful. Let's do it. Please give a loving and warm welcome to my best mate. He be like a brother to me. He is my brother, Keiynan Lonsdale.
I'm trying to love you, but you're making this shit so hard. Stay trying to help you clean your mess, cause you can fuck it up. And even though you might not let me fuck your happy life, just know it's gonna make the world
Yeah. Just wanted to come on with my glasses and do that thing.
Thank you.
Yep.
That was so satisfying for me. I have been waiting all my life for a guest to use the space.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
I'm here.
That's
I'm
all
here
we've
to
got
take up
hear.
space.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy, full of joy, and feel really to have you on.
Me too. I just got a little nervous.
Did you?
And excited.
Excited.
Yeah, mostly excited because
yeah.
it's really special.
It's very special because, nerves in your body physiologically is the same thing that happens when you're excited. So you can just swoosh up that perspective. Okay, so this episode is Healing Part 2. Healing Part 2 with you. That kind of rhymed. And we're going to be discussing today, how our healing journeys. We're going to discuss our healing journeys. We've known each other for a long time.
Yep.
We've experienced each other on our healing journeys. We've been there for each other, support each other. And we're just going to unpack a few things.
Yeah.
But before
What's
we get
better unpack? We're perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Never had
perfect.
any trauma.
Yeah,
or
I never
anything.
cry unless it's a like tear of joy,
Yeah.
and it's just one, and
Yeah.
it looks like a diamond when it comes down my face. But before we get into that, let's just talk a little bit about you,
Great.
a little bit about us, but mostly about you.
Yes.
Keiynan, I love you, and I want to say, so you know, you're in the music now. You do a lot of music. You do the acting. You also do the dancing, as we saw just now.
It's my best work.
I could, oh no. And I want to just touch on that because I love your music. I love it. I listen to it because I like it. Because you know, sometimes you have friends that make music. Actually, this would never happen to me because I'm extremely honest. I would either just say nothing.
You would say, it's not good, bro.
Probably, yeah. I'd be like, I don't, what?
It doesn't sound good.
But I genuinely love your music and I do listen to it. Like, it's like a part of my playlist and that. But I want to say, so Dragon.
Rainbow Dragon.
Thank you. Obviously, I know all the titles and song lyrics to all of this. So I don't. But you know, so okay. So,
Yeah.
but what was that song? The one that you do a lot of outfit changes. It's like the first.
That's it, Rainbow Dragon.
Okay, thank you.
That was
You
the
know the
first
one.
single of the album. Yep.
So when I first watched that, the film clip, and listened to it, because I'd obviously heard it before because you'd played it to me before, I think,
Probably.
right?
Yeah.
But, you know, when I watched it and listened to it for the first time, like in its full package, I done cried. I cried. I cried because I was so happy. I cried also because it felt like the message that you were putting in the song, I felt it, I could hear it, and I could feel you singing it to me and also looking at me in my eyes, because there's moments where you looked so dead in that camera that it's like out to everybody.
Yeah.
And I remember just watching the first time and I was with my brother David and he was laying down, I was on the bed with him, I was like, watch this with me. And he watched it with me and I was like just emotionally taken in, and I just felt, and I also felt this, this intense, but not a bad intense, just this very assurance, intense feeling of like, everything is going to be okay. You absolutely fucking got this. Go out, grow, and expand.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
Yeah. That's absolutely it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that what you were trying to do?
There was a lot of things.
Well, basically, it was kind of like uncut gems. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Good on you.
I think I was I was trying to grow out and expand. I wanted the message of the song to be like, we've got this. Like, stop shrinking ourselves. And a lot of the music on that album was about that. But I was also very much like pointing the finger to the world and pointing it to people that I felt like I couldn't sort of, I was just learning to speak up to and be like, let's talk about this shit because this is awkward. You're fucking up my vibe.
Yeah.
You're fucking up the world.
Yeah, you are.
World's on fire, you don't care.
Yeah,
And
bitch.
I care, and I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
And then I realized by the time I was making the video, I was like, I'm so self-centered and I don't know what I'm doing. And actually I need to sing this song to myself. And so like that's why it goes, there's like all the more fancier looks, more high production stuff with all the different changes and everything on the studio set versus me with like quite disheveled, half blonde, half brown hair and brows and no makeup, and I'm like pointing to myself in the mirror and I'm singing it there. So I was going through a bit of a mental breakdown. But I was like,
mental breakdown, expansion, growing.
It was all important. I realized, I'm pointing the finger at everyone else, but I also have to look in the mirror and be like. So that's what it was. Yeah, I'm glad you felt it.
I really did feel that. But let's like touch on that. So, give me 2 seconds. I'm like,
Water, wine.
wine?
Yeah.
Wine. Okay. Okay.
No, you first.
No, you first.
Okay.
You're my guest,
Thanks.
boo.
Thank
Okay.
We're adults, so you can do this now.
We're adults. We can do this now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it is. Like,
You shouldn't have told me, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so drunk.
That's the placebo effect. Damn it! I should have. It's too late.
It's okay. It would have
Because-
made me look like a fool.
No. Well, because like 2 of these and I'm gone. I'm gonna
Right.
concentrate.
Yeah.
But the symbolism of it.
Yes.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Love you.
Love you. Okay. It actually doesn't taste too bad.
Healed.
Healed. Jesus juice. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Oh my God. Do you know
I
what?
like it.
All right. Okay, that actually helped a lot.
Good,
Okay.
good.
Let's touch on that though.
Yeah.
So you said then, so when you were making this album, you were also going through a lot. You were like, you called it a mental breakdown, mental
more than
breakdown,
that, yeah.
mental break up. I don't know, like getting up, growing, expanding,
Yeah.
healing. And I remember that time because we were in a comunicado then. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how with art, there can be healing, there can be journeying with it. I think as multidisciplinary artists that we are,
Yeah.
we are fortunate enough that at some point we chose this life, you know, but also we have many different ways of expressing and working things out.
Yep.
And so with that album, let's talk about the healing journey in that album, because I remember when you spoke about, I'm just learning to speak up for myself and tell people how I really feel about things. And it was like, well, I remember talking to you, and it was like the first time you'd expressed how angry you felt externally. Of course, you felt angry. We've talked about it before. You can feel angry internally, but it wasn't something that I think you had experienced for yourself or been able to see yourself and be like, oh, I can yell at people if I'm angry. Like, I can be angry if I'm angry. And I also remember telling you at the time, or us discussing at the time, being like, I was like, I'm a black woman. I'm fucking angry. I'm angry all the goddamn time. And I'm like, you're a black man. You're allowed to be angry. And also sharing that you're angry.
That's not rain.
It is. That's amazing. That's so Oshun energy about the Yamaya, blessings by the gods. And they calm down as we talk. Okay, on time. But as a black man, you are allowed to express that you're angry. This world, you know, like you're allowed to. And also, I don't think anger is a bad thing. And I think when you're with people you love and you're with your inner circle and you express how you're feeling, I feel like if you have the emotional intelligence and the understanding and you understand that you love each other, you're like, I respect that you are angry right now. I am going to empathize and listen to this anger. So you're not just like hitting like a brick wall and be like, you're actually valid. You're valid in your feelings. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Talk about it. Unpack that.
Yeah, you need to feel validated for being a human being. And in this life, not everyone always feels as free to express comfortably in the world. And like, with the hands of intersection between, you know, sexuality and being African Australian and living in America, and then gaining attention and success in different areas and just navigating the world and growing up. Like, I had been someone that had experienced a lot of anger like around me, but was always like maybe just silent for a lot of things. Never thought it was okay for me to do that. And I realized like, I'm a bit of a drag and I actually have to go rah, in order to like break out of myself, my own chains, you know? Because I realized I had, you know, you point the finger at other people and then I'm like, well, no one else can put me in these chains. I'm doing it to myself but I've let them make me feel like the chains are real. And I'm like screaming because I'm like, this is not real, you know?
What's that song you made that song?
Good.
You take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just wanna praise you. I just wanna praise you. So you like release your own shackles.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, like you know, the great MJ said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. You always got to do the key change, even if you speak it.
Change.
Yeah,
for sure. And like that whole video, it was such a cool process and time because I wanted a video that represented all the different parts of me that were coming out, which was like, okay, I'm reconnecting to the inner child. I'm like playing with a little baby toy dragon or something. And then I'm also connecting with this diva who's got these blonde braids, who's like, I'm always on set. People are always like doing my makeup and my hair, and like people are like offering me things and trying to basically go to the bathroom for me. And I'm like, I can fucking go to the bathroom by myself. Thanks. And then And then the other guy that's kind of like, yeah, I'm actually from the hood. Like, I'm from St. I can do this. I'm from St. Mary's. I know what this is. I'm cool. I'm this. I'm that. I know my family. And then the other part that was like getting really obsessed with maybe fashion and like getting a bit anxious about everything and needing things to be perfect and OCD. And then the final one was the dragon, who was just like, I shaved my hair that day for the last scene.
Yeah.
A lot of nice gold body glow.
Yes.
And just, started just like expressing it all and contorting and like, it felt really good.
Yeah, cathartic.
Yeah, it felt really good.
Healing.
Healing, yeah.
The dragon version,
Yeah,
I loved him.
thanks.
Him touched me hard in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
It was kind of crazy though, because it was like you're making all these, you're making these characters, or they're reflections of you, and I really had to do a lot of work to actually be like, well, which one am I? Am I all of these people? Am I just angry now? And I definitely was angry for a couple of years, just like, you know.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
So hot.
And so I found it hard to be around people because I was like, I don't really want to be around people while I'm like this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like finding a lot of success in my career and putting on, having to put on like a happy face a lot of the time, or thinking I did. Still not sure that I was able to express my anger, because I didn't know that I could simply rock up someday and instead of going, everything's good, I didn't realize I could be like, yeah, I'm tired and I'm angry. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got something to do with me.
Yeah.
But that's just where I'm at today, and I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Everyone deserves to have that. I think it's healthy, and when we block ourselves from any kind of emotion and we shame ourselves for it, then that's when it gets really strange. So
I think that's when it can get really complicated.
yeah.
The more you lie to yourself, but also, in the healing journey too, it's like you don't mean to lie to yourself. There's like parts of your brain that is your greatest protector. That's like, no, it's not that we're lying, but we're not maybe ready to explore that yet. We're not safe enough to explore that yet. We don't have the support to explore that yet. I don't have the language to explore that yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that is a part of that healing journey. The healing journey is never ending. It takes time. I personally think that you're all of those people. There's so many versions of me. There's so many versions of everybody. I think that's something that is not in the Western colonized white supremacy systematic world in which the Western world lives in, and the other, Eastern worlds are influenced by and definitely had their moment with. We're not taught at a young age, unless your parents take it upon themselves or your community takes it upon themselves to retain any cultural identity, religion, or anything like that. You're not taught at a young age to self-diagnose, like go in, meditate.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? How are you feeling today?
Yeah.
We're really taught from a young age, until you realize you don't like it, to become a part of the working force for the rich echelon 1% of the planet.
Yeah.
That's like, and it always blows my mind when I realize that and rethink that, because I'm like, wow, what an effort to do that to so many people. But also I look at it as well and I go, oh, but what an opportunity it is for every individual on their life's journey, in their healing journey, to take it upon themselves to feel their own inner power.
Yeah.
To feel their own inner goddess and God, to be like, okay, yes, the external environment, there is absolutely a force that is pushing on a certain kind of idea that will benefit them and not me. But within that awareness of that, I can take the opportunity to exercise my willpower, exercise my creativity, exercise what it is to be brave and be like, I know 99 of you are going right, but something is in me is going, do you know what? Go left, do a twirl, turn around, like get down on the ground.
And it's
get your
okay
nails
if I
done.
look crazy.
It's okay if I look crazy.
I don't care.
And then strut away.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And as you strut away, sing a little song and be like, who's coming? And maybe someone heard you go, who's coming in the 99? And then one looks around and they go, that's 98 now. So there's two coming. And another one heard the other one's like, oh, and there's this like kind of like effect that just trickles down where it's like, okay, you know what? I also want to turn left, but I can't do a twirl, but I might do a squat.
Yes.
Because that's cool.
Yes.
Squatting is good for your butt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
yeah.
know?
It's like we feel like we've all got to march with these blank canvases and just be the same, and then the colors start spilling, and it's like, oh no, you messed up your shirt, and then it's like, well, maybe it's beautiful.
Or maybe it's beautiful.
Exactly as you said it is how I see it, and then I feel like that's the gift. That's the best gift that life can give, is that freedom, because like we have to walk through so many challenges, I guess, forever. We're only 30. We're 30.
We're
But
30.
you know, like so we've come this far, and I can't imagine all the beautiful things that's ahead, and some of the tougher lessons that I probably, you know, at the time going to be like, but I think we've learnt one really valuable lesson, which is just like I do have a say in this in my own life, and like I can, maybe I'm going to squat or dance or sing or write a poem or talk to someone about it or not talk to anyone about it to be able to figure out the next steps.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm going to go off topic, but on topic, but off topic, but a little bit on topic, but it's a little bit off topic.
It's your show.
Okay, I will do what I want. So remember when we were in Panjo 5?
I didn't know you were going to do that.
Oh, yeah,
Because
baby.
I was like, what if I bring up Pancho 5?
I'm doing
She's going to be like,
I'll be like, get it out. No, because that's a part of our healing journey. I was so angry. Do you remember how angry I was
yeah.
amongst that? Yeah. I was so...
Rightfully so. And I was like, Nancy, just be a robot like the rest of us.
And I was like, I am so emotional. I was so emotionally charged. We were teenagers, right? So we were between the ages of like 15 and 16, 17. We did a lot. First off, we were ahead of our time. Okay, the music was tight. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to put a little clip
Have you
up somewhere.
talked about the group already in the show?
No, this is the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
who am I going to talk to about it apart from yourself?
Yeah.
Baby, I know that I can make it right. You got me working so hard I can't sleep at night. I love to watch the way your body sways with mine. So let me tell you, girl, that I can't ease your mind.
Let's tell the story. Okay. I'll go, then you go, then you go, then I go.
Okay.
Okay. So we were in this pop group called Panjo 5. How in the world did we come up with that name? A lot of people were saying that the person who was funding us, their last name was like Panjo or Panjanonli or...
Panzarino.
I'm so happy your memory's on it because I blocked out a lot of it emotionally. But Panzarino, and people were like, oh, maybe they used his last name as like a Panjo 5 and whatever.
Middle name.
Middle name. But what we got told to say in interview is that Panjo was a Chinese or Asian dialect word that meant
friendship or something?
friendship. And I remember in my mind when they told me that, friendship or panda, like I just thought panda for some
Yeah, but
reason.
so we would get trained by the team to say, this is what it is. Don't say what you think it is. This is what it is. Okay, we're like, okay. And then we'd get to the next interview and they're like, it's not Chinese, it's Italian. You've got to tell them it's Italian. And we're like, oh, we're sorry, it's Italian. Panjo means friendship in Italian. It means friendship. And we're looking at them for and they're like,
approval.
it's Japanese. And you're like,
Actually, Panjo is it means friendship in Japanese. It's an ancient dialect, and we just felt very inspired by it because all 5 of us are friends, even though we all met on a TV show on Nickelodeon called All Stars that put the group together. But we are friends.
everything's okay, and we're not going to get yelled at after this.
Yeah, but we would. We would.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
This
No, you go.
This shit was crazy. I had to watch these girls get. We got a good lesson about the industry, but I had to watch these girls get constantly fat shamed like every day. I was tasked to like Photoshop everyone because they knew I was really good at Photoshopping and editing, and I was just like, they were like, "Oh, you good at that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love doing this. I love doing this stuff." They're like, "Oh, all right, we'll just fire the guy that we're paying and make you do it." So make the girls skinnier here. Try this, do this, airbrush this. And then they would force us to train 6 days a week.
6 days a week. I was like, 5 days, Patrick, 5.
After we'd be already doing...
After we had a full day of performing arts, which
for
was
like
already
5
physically
hours. Yeah.
challenging.
And look, the training's good. That's
training
cool.
was great.
But it was the intention behind it was like, make them sick until they...
We'll make them skinny.
Yeah, and
Make the
everyone
girls
was so skinny already. Everyone was so
Of course, they were
fit.
prepubescent.
We're getting really in trouble for
Eating Maccas?
anything. Nah, even like a little soft drink.
Oh yeah, we weren't allowed that.
And then it created this culture of like everyone telling on each other, and it was pretty bad.
It was really bad.
It was rough.
It was really rough.
Yeah.
It was rough, and I remember the moment where I was like, where like something inside of me clicked and was like, alarm bells going off, this is not okay. Like the voice inside of me was like, I understand that you want this, right? You want to sing, you want to be a pop star, like, you know, there's a belief in you that really wants this. Like, that's the voice inside of me, but it was also going, but this isn't safe, this isn't okay. Like, something's not okay, like, what are we gonna do? That was the voice, like, what are we gonna do? Like, me, my spirit, myself, and my ancestors, like, what are we gonna do? The moment I really realized that was when the team said to us, I can't remember if it was like a group thing, but I feel like it was like they said it to us like all together, but they all said it to us individually. They said, I'm your family now. I'm your mother, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, I'm your cousin, I'm your everything now. And that's when I went, I love my family. Who the fuck are you? You don't even look like me. What are you saying? Why would you say that?
Yeah.
And they'd say, trust me. And then this little quote that I heard.
And also, if you don't trust me...
Yeah, the threatening of if you don't trust me.
If you don't trust me, everything I've done for you.
Oh yeah,
like,
everything I've done.
It sounds like a movie.
It sounds like a movie, but it was our lives.
It was real, yeah.
And they'd say, well, anytime they said trust me, the alarm bell in my mind, because I watched some like movie, like Karate Kid or something like that was like, or some movie where they were like, if anyone says trust me, don't trust them because trust is earned, it's built over time. You can't bargain it. And so every time they said that, that was like intense. But the healing that had to happen after that mess, that hot mess, for all of us individually, but you know, we're here so we can talk on ours, was a lot, because I gave up on music after that. I was like, if the industry is like this, I was like, I'm not the kind of animal for it. That's what I said. I was like, there's kinds of people out there who can like take this and turn this around and keep going.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not the one. And so there was a lot of healing that had to happen for me personally coming out of that. But I'm also so grateful for that, because I feel like that's really where our friendship and love for each other just solidified.
That's when we all became family.
We all became family for real, for real.
We had so many fights.
So many fights. Well, they were the best fights. They were the best fights.
Yeah.
Because we did not hold back. You're toxic. You're toxic. I'm slipping under.
Yeah, I just thought, like, it took me a while to I think I was one of the last ones to be like, okay, yeah, this is done. This is not okay. We got it. And I sent, of course, like a 5-page email.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And mine was
and I was thinking, this is what you did, and this is why, and this is what you need to think about for the rest of your life, and because you were responsible for children, and you need to, you know.
Yeah. I'm glad you did send that email.
Yeah.
Because all of us sent an email. Not all of us, but the ones who, you know, me, you, and old mate.
Yeah.
We all sent the email. But, yeah, you didn't quit, though. And I'm glad you didn't. I mean, I eventually got back into it, but...
It takes time.
I had to have a moment. I had to absolutely tap out.
Yeah. I kept going. I probably could have afforded to stop for a while to, like, maybe get my mind right, or maybe to understand, like, that kind of, conditioning is pretty wrong. You know, but that took a lot of time. So basically, like, not all the managers after that, but a lot of... I found that abusive management style, I thought, was like the right way to go.
I love it. I love it when you make me feel like shit. It makes me sing better.
Yeah. And feeling like unsafe and uncomfortable, and like you have to like be something you're not. I thought, like,
this is normal. This is good.
That's right. This is what it takes.
This is gonna work.
Takes to make it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when did you realize that that isn't the way it needs to be or shouldn't be, and like, because I want to add, that experience with Panjo 5, as like painful it was great. I learned a lot.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was a big training.
It was a huge
program.
training process, and like a lot of healing had to happen afterwards because of all of that, and that's okay. And I still found my way back to music, and I feel like the way I found myself back to music was the most wonderful and loving light force way ever. And now I make music with my brothers, and that's friggin' best.
Very special.
It's
like
very,
yeah.
very special, and I know you do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how did you realize that that wasn't the way in terms of management?
It's still over time, and I think I think like working with different teams and deciphering the good from the bad and seeing like, I think I realized it once I had someone that was like quite healthy in their approach. No one's perfect, but quite healthy in their approach, and I was like, what is this? What's wrong with you? And I realized, oh, I think he's just being nice to me and like respectful and kind.
Yeah, because
yeah.
every human is deserving of a respectful and kind experience
Yeah.
and interaction with each other.
Yeah. So that was really helpful, and then I think probably just different working environments. Like I've gotten to go around the world and have these sometimes terrible, sometimes incredible experiences. It's all incredible. And then psychedelics also helped.
Yeah, boo.
Because, you know, your life is wrapped up with our work and our art. It all is like combined. And I think when I tried psychedelics, do it with care, if you ever do it, with people you love and that care for you. Not inside at a party. But it just, I was able to understand like a bit of my conditioning and a bit how I had been through like the same patterns, and I'd been repeating certain kind of relationship patterns. And so it also gave me a big sense of freedom to realize like, oh, I can make whatever kind of music I want. That should be the beauty of music, of just experimenting, and like it comes from within. And of course we learn it and we grow and we teach each other, and there's guidance that people give, and you want to curate a certain thing. That's great. But that feeling of like something coming out of your soul and tapping into your ancestors, or feeling like you're receiving a song, that's magic. And that's, there's nothing more healing than that.
Oh my, I love that. And I agree with you on that wholeheartedly. I want to now ask you this question.
Yes.
There's so many more I could ask you, but you know, we'll save it for another time. But what advice would you give to young Keiynan in terms of like where you're at now? Like a combination of what would you tell your young self now if you could? Like what would you want them to hear in regards to their journey ahead of them and the power of healing through art and whatnot?
I'd say a few things. It's all different stages, right? So I was like, I needed different advice at different stages. So some
God, give them all three. Let's give baby. Let's give like 10 to 12. Let's give like teenager. Let's go all three.
Well, I would just say like, it's not about you.
Interesting.
It's a big world. People have their own stuff to deal with. So like, people might be like, you know, don't be afraid of everyone. Just being human, and like, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. You deserve to be in the room, or you deserve to go for it, and you don't have to be perfect.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Like,
Yeah.
Maybe chill out. It's probably advice that you gave me a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Relax, I think, and trust. Like, oftentimes just being afraid that you're not gonna do what you dream of doing, I don't know, it causes all this tension. And I would say the same thing to myself now for whatever it is that I like am striving for. Like, relax, it's all good. And then just continue to learn, and it's good to be in these uncomfortable situations and to feel like the least knowledgeable person in the room, or the least talented, and then just keep growing and keep and trust yourself. Yeah, I could say a million different things.
Yeah, no, but I loved everything that you said just now, so that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah. You taught me in our friendship.
I'm the best.
Yeah, you are the best,
Thank
obviously.
you.
But something you taught me in our friendship together, right? Because, you know, growing up in like the ghetto of wherever you are from, but like, you know, like in the rougher, not rougher, but like the part of society.
Not the city.
Well, not the city, but economically speaking, there's a class of people which we are both from where the passion or like the root chakra energy is more prevalent. So like anger, sexuality, sensuality, like it's like everything is intense. Also because of the pressure of like being, you know, we're both black, like you being othered in this white system, right? I was really used to an aggressive kind of love, an aggressive way of communicating, like an affronted way. Like if you have a feeling, you have a thought, you say it and you deliver it and you make sure they got it and that's it. And then meeting you and the sensitivity in which you carry, which is something that's in your art, and that sensitivity isn't, to describe that sensitivity, it's like, yeah, you wear your heart on your sleeve, but it's more like you wear your inner universe out on your skin.
Oh.
Right? And so when we met, and
I have so many pimples.
yeah, they're just
This is
clusters
Jupiter,
of stars and solar systems.
It's a black hole.
Yeah, quiet.
I love that. That's really
Well, because of
cool.
that sensitivity, because I remember when we were like younger, and we'd be talking, and you were obviously having strong feelings, which I'm used to. I'm used to having people having strong feelings, but I was recognizing that you were having strong feelings, but I feel like you weren't recognizing you were having strong feelings. And then I'd look at you, and I'm like, "Are you about to cry?" And you'd be like, "No," and I was like, if you're gonna cry, cry. I don't care if you cry. You can cry. I'll sit here while you cry. But that's how I said it. I was like, "What? Just cry. I don't care." Like aggressively.
Yeah.
But because I meant it. Because I was like, I don't care if you cry. Like it's cool. Like shit's hard out here. Cry. I'll be with you.
But you also found it thoroughly entertaining.
I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, I didn't have a person in my life like you, who was my friend, who I loved. And that's why I also loved the experience with Panja 5 too, because then I was forced to be in it with you when we were emotional. Like if you were about to cry or you did cry or you were angry with me or I was angry with you, it was like, okay, and then what? We're gonna have to work it out. Why? Because I'm gonna wake up and we're in the same house, one.
Yeah.
Or two, we're in the same school.
Yeah.
Of like 7 people.
I reckon at that time I felt like I was the least emotional out of the bunch.
Did you?
Like in Panjo.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you had
because
4 women being fat shamed every single day.
yeah, like
And
you
not
guys
eating.
were going through more than I was.
We weren't
like,
eating.
And I was just trying to stay on task. I was like, guys, we have to rehearse at this time and do this and this.
You
and
were
this.
very solid.
I was
You had to
solid.
be.
I had to be.
You
yeah.
absolutely had to be.
Yeah.
I remember the time when you weren't, and I laughed
Yeah,
so
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
we
Yeah, I
were
had my
relevant.
moment.
It was the best. I was like, haha, you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sensitivity, yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
interesting because I think my siblings like also are quite like, you know, as the youngest in my household. I found out later on that I had more siblings, but I was the youngest at the time of 6, and I think like my family, my house is all very like direct and honest and upfront and very real, and your emotions are out there. And I think that my siblings and everyone was like, what's wrong with him? This is a different one. And because like every, you know, I was afraid of everything, I was sensitive to everything. It's almost like I thought I was a pharaoh in like the past life.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, what is this grass? And what is like what's going on? Like, where's my, I look back at the kid, I'm like, you thought you were a prince or a princess or a
because you
pharaoh
are
or
a
something.
king, a little prince of Pharaoh.
Well, we all are.
We all are, but that's actually... Okay, so you thought you were a pharaoh. I thought
No,
I was a god.
I didn't know what I was.
I thought I was a god. When I was a child,
Yeah.
and I'm saying like between the age of like when I realized I had a consciousness,
Yeah.
I thought and knew to my core that I was a god, and I
Right.
would sit, like there was these stairs in my house, and these stairs looked huge to me, but I was just very tiny, and I'd sit on these stairs contemplating my godliness, and I would sit there and I'd be
Wow.
like, okay, so I'm a god, and I come down here because I got to clean up this place is a mess.
Like the world?
Yeah, the whole thing, the
Oh,
world,
yeah,
my
yeah.
house, and the
I
whole
thought
world.
that too,
I
yeah.
thought that was like, I gotta clean up
Yeah,
this mess. I'm
gotta
like, that's
clean
the
up the
only reason
world.
why I'm down here, because
Yeah.
I would be the same. I was like, this place sucks. I was like, yeah, what are these people? What is this stuff? I was like that. Okay, so I'm really happy to hear you say that, because I'm like, you
Yeah.
thought you were Pharaoh, I thought I was a god. So,
Yeah. But
whatever.
I do remember seeing like a lot of chaos and stuff on TV and on the news and in Michael Jackson music videos, like with, and being like,
Dirty Diana. I don't know why that song came out.
Yeah.
I love that song. I'm going to listen to it today.
you should.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. I remember seeing a lot of chaos in the world and frustration and like poverty, and I was like, well, we've got to do something.
We gotta do something. We gotta do something. No one ever
Yeah.
knows that song, but
No,
it's
I don't.
Russell Brand in that movie.
Get into the Greek?
Yes, that, but also Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Whatever,
Oh,
leave it
okay.
alone.
I'm sorry.
gotta do something. We gotta do something.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I
I've
love
only
you.
seen it once.
Okay. Well, look, let's wrap it up a bit. And to
All
wrap
right.
it up, let's do this. So,
What do you wanna? Yeah.
I want to get a bow and I'm going to wrap it up.
Well, I would like to know from you.
Wait
Is
a
this
minute.
Okay. Wait.
Throw a question at me. Go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
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 So like, we have been through a lot of healing together and
Mm-hmm.
seen a lot of, I think we got major respect for that journey.
Mm-hmm.
What was the tipping point for you to, did you always accept all of your emotions and everything, or how did you realize that you had your free will and your, what was your healing path to get
To this
to here?
red,
Goddess.
wonderful situation.
Yeah.
Good question. Thank you for flipping that, flipping the script
How's
on
it
that.
feel?
Feels wonderful. I love sport. Obviously, she's a bit nervous
I love
now.
SWAT too.
Um,
Because there's been a shift, and we've recognized it in each other in the past couple of years.
yeah. I have to say a few things to get to the one thing. I think I've always accepted my emotions, but I didn't accept it in like the perspective of like, these are your emotions, you're allowed to feel. I would say that I felt burdened by my emotions. I've always
right,
felt burdened by them.
Right,
and
right.
because I felt burdened by them, I had a deep understanding of them because I could just feel it a lot.
Yeah.
And so that's that. And I guess, I don't think there was like a turning point or one single event. I think that, because like I've struggled with my mental health and you've been there for some of that, a lot of that. I think in the last couple of years, I think the shifting point for me was reuniting with the spiritual religion of my ancestors. At the same time, recognizing that with that reunion, that I was never going to be the one to end my life anymore. Like I made a serious conscious decision to, like, these are not the hands that are gonna end this life. Even though I still experience suicidal ideation at times, and I have a lovely tattoo here that reminds me that I'm loved, designed by CJ the Kid Artwork. Follow their Instagram. They're fantastic. They're also my friend and I love them. That I also have a loving family. I've got you, I've got like, beautiful people around me, but it was definitely the reunification of me and my spirituality and my ancestors that definitely in the last few years, because it only happened a few years ago, that I think was the shift. I feel an enormous amount, and that is not even the word to do it, because what I feel that supports me is behind me. It feels like the universe, it feels like the cosmos And it feels like it was always there. And then a few years ago, I recognized that those lights were eyes. And that darkness was a body, an embodiment. And it was always there and it was always surrounding me. And then I reunified with my ancestors and that energy. And now I feel more complete and more whole. So therefore, my emotions no longer feel like a burden. The perspective has shifted. I'm like, no, my emotions are not just mine. They're tethered to my ancestry. I'm just one part and one drop of it.
Yeah.
And with that one drop, I will keep moving forward, and I know that they've got my back. So I'm just like, let's just do it. Let's just give it a go. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but bitch, you've been through it. You can do it. Breathe.
Yes.
So that's my answer.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so happy. It makes me so happy to see you thrive so much.
Oh my God, right back at you. It makes me so happy to see you thrive too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love us.
Me too.
Oh my God, I love us so much.
Yeah.
I think that we're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think we're fantastic. I also think we're really hot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we're beautiful.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty beautiful people inside and out.
Yeah, and there was many points in our lives where I think we just felt and some days, obviously, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, what? Oh. And other days I'm like, the Pharaoh's back.
Oh my God, right? 100%. There was definitely times I was like, you
big
ugly,
ego.
fat, beautiful cunt bitch. like, you know, because we still have our Macca's trips together.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love our double cheese and triple cheeseburgers.
But we are beautiful. And
We
I
are
think
beautiful.
I'm so proud of us that
me too.
we've been through a lot. We're artists. We carry a lot of emotion, and that's why we get to express it. Like I love seeing this and everything.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
My artwork there, down there.
Yep.
That was done by Picasso. A penis drew my face. Yeah, absorb that. A penis drew my face. A penis. Picasso.
I've never tried
Can I
that tool.
Can I actually tell you, real quick, I promise we'll wrap it up, whatever, but here.
Yeah.
The thing is that the Picasso painting, the fact that my portrait face was drawn by a penis is actually, it's so funny because it's so spiritually significant.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain that to him, but he was like, because he's this white guy. And when he was painting, he was like, he goes, I'm not used to drawing black faces. Like brown faces. He was like not used to the coloring with his dick, with his penis. He was holding it as an instrument. So there was actually a lot of spiritual significance having my face painted by a penis. I was like, you don't even understand how spiritually significant this is. Like, I'm going to discover over time and in how powerful this portrait is. And he was like, I'm having a bit of trouble here getting the color right. And I was like, supremacy, white supremacy exists everywhere. And I love that you're taking this moment of my spiritualness to let me know that you're struggling with my melanin skin. With your dick out. It was wonderful.
You never told me that.
Because it happened like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was like recent. It was like Mardi Gras week, like the week before Mardi Gras.
Oh, right. I didn't do anything for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, good.
But that was I was like,
that was your choice.
I needed, yeah.
I am a queer. Just because I'm not out of the parade doesn't mean I'm any less queer.
Yes.
I just need my inside time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My beautiful Keiynan, my brother, my lover, I love you. I love you so much.
My sister, my lover.
Okay.
My mother.
Can you please inform the Nancy Boys of all of the things about you that they can look forward to, where they can follow you,
Yes.
they can keep up with you?
Yes.
Look right into that.
I'm trying to get better at this because...
Yeah, self-promote, baby. You can hold my hand while you do it.
Well, I got one movie coming out this year, romantic comedy called My Fake Boyfriend. I don't know when it's coming out, and I've certainly had many fake boyfriends. I knew how to get that role. And I joined the cast of Step Up Season 3 with Neo and Christina Milian.
Yeah, don't tell me, baby, tell them. I already know.
True, you know.
Yeah.
So that'll come out on Stars. And then I'm working on my second album. So you can go check out my first album, Rainbow Boy. It's all about healing. The second album, I'm still working through it, but I would say it's a little bit more about sexual healing and coming to terms with myself as a young man and enjoying that. So check out everything. I'm just at Keiynan Lonsdale on all the accounts.
Social medias.
On all the social medias.
Yeah.
I am sometimes good at it and other times I'm not. I don't have a TikTok yet, but maybe by the time this comes out,
we might have that TikTok going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for being on the show. I love you so much. Let's have
love you
another.
too.
Let's top up.
Yeah.
Let's top it up.
For Jesus.
For Jesus. Jesus. Okay. Jesus juice. JJ. Hashtag JJ.
JJ.
Hashtag Jesus juice. Ooh, fill it up.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Oh, I've got some on my nails.
Good. Good. Cheers. Thank you. I love you.
I love you. Thank you so much for having
No
me.
worries. Then let's like sip and then look at the camera and do a freeze frame. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So let's do it all again from the top.
Okay. There's a bug on. No, wait. There's a bug on me.
There's a bug.
Yeah. Okay.
Walk away. Okay. All right. And still do the freeze frame. Okay. We'll do it again. My Nancy Boys, please enjoy this performance by Keiynan Lonsdale.
This ain't this healing, baby. And I'm a believer, baby. Love's born tonight. Let the rhythm raise your soul to life. Fever, yeah, fever since the morning. People are starting to receive it. This ain't is healing, baby. Rising through the cities. And I'm a believer, baby. The things are getting sweeter. I was born tonight. Let the rhythm raise your soul tonight. Let's dance tonight with the freedom to electrify the world tonight. Yeah, man. So with a rhythm, Lord, from wall to wall, and we serve the gods in the disco ball. With a rhythm, Lord, from wall to wall, and we serve the gods in the disco, baby. Fever, fever since the morning. Hey, come and make it rain for me, baby. Drown me in your songs and fill my spirit. Oh, and I won't ever stop. Get your back up off the wall, baby. Get your, we keep it going for hours and hours and hours and hours till we drop. Get your back up off the wall. Oh, I was born tonight. Let the rhythm raise your soul tonight. Let's dance tonight with the freedom to electrify the world tonight. Yeah, man. With a rhythm, Lord, from wall to wall, we serve the gods of the disco ball. With a rhythm, Lord, from wall to wall, we serve the gods of the disco, baby. can hear you rising, rising. That's healing, baby. Give me that healing, babe. Oh, I feel it, baby. Feel free, bitch, step on it. Step right with your body now. Step right with your body. Feel free, bitch, step. Feel free, bitch, step on it, baby. Feel free, bitch, step. Step right with your say, yeah.
And that's the end of another episode. Thank you so much for joining me this time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell all of your loved ones my Nancy Bois, and I shall see you next time.